Zachary Bagans, a Gen Xer with a dream, and that dream realized for the entire world to see, stemming from his documentary, Ghost Adventures. From that documentary spawned an empire that has led to countless spin-offs, other shows, a haunted museum, book deals, etc. Zach has had a long career. Lately it's been going around there might be some trouble within the empire. So today, is Zak Bagans a fraud? In 20 minutes or less. Hopefully a lot less. I am the Reverend Victor S. Johnson, and I've been places you've only read about. And this is my travel companion, Dudley. I've divided this up into two parts, and I'm not going to tease the end. I'm going to actually take the side of Zach as the person here. Full disclosure, I've never met Zak Bagans, never interacted with him. I don't even watch Ghost Adventures Club, The Haunted Museum, any of his other stuff. I didn't watch the Devil House movie, and it's not that I'm vehemently against it or anybody watching it. I actually encourage you to watch it if you like it. I encourage you to watch anything that you like. It's just not for me, the television show, and that's the first part we're going to start with. I don't like the editing style. I've tried to watch it. Let me back up and say I've tried to watch an episode of Ghost Adventures Club a couple of times, different episodes. And I've tried to watch that, is it called Possession House or Devil's House? The movie he put out that you can get on Amazon Prime. I'll have it when I'm back at the screen. I tried watching that too, and I didn't in particular like the format of Ghost Adventures Club. I'm just not a fan of car crash editing. It's a style I sort of learned in college, and I'm not a fan of the dramatization aspect of the film. They put me off. I've actually considered myself a ghost hunter longer than Zach has been doing it, and that might be a thing too. I come from the old guard, the idea of taking analog equipment out into the field and hoping for the absolute best, which is either apparitions on film, unexplained movements on video, or EVPs on audio recordings. I do use some newer stuff now, even some stuff that was popularized by Zach in Ghost Adventures, but I don't ever really submit it or anything like that because, well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to upload your ghost hunter investigation evidence, especially to Reddit? Let's move on. Getting back to the show, it's not for me. So a lot of claims have come out about how Ghost Adventures and other ghost shows are fake. I don't watch ghost hunter shows, but that's because they're highly sensationalized, and I wouldn't put much stock into them, to be honest. And that's just a personal preference. Again, if it makes you happy, and if it got you into ghost hunting, I'm so happy for you. I will never stop you from enjoying it, but it is impossible, well, it's highly improbable to get documented experiences every single time you go to a place alleged to be haunted. It is near improbable. Nothing is impossible. Well, few things are, like walking on the sun, but it is near improbable. As such, American TV is a funny thing because it's done to elicit emotion. Every single show produced is designed to elicit emotions. This goes from fiction pieces to documentary pieces. Our news, our American news, has opinions on every single story so that it can run a news cycle 24/7. And why is this? To bring in viewers, to bring in ratings, and to bring in advertising dollars. That's the bottom line. So I can't say that one show is faker than another, and I can't say that one show is more real than another, because they all come from a corrupted place. But again, if you enjoy it and you believe in it, watch it. I'm not going to stop you. But what about Zach himself? Zach is polarizing in the community, and, well, again, I've never interacted with him firsthand. I have secondhand stories, because I've been to and worked at some of the places where the Ghost Adventures Club crew, I don't know what their nickname is, has been to investigate. He's developed a nickname over the years. Some of you might know this. Douche Bagans. I'm sorry, Dudley, that's funny. Douche Bagans is hilarious. We'll get back on point. But he's never done anything to me. I've never met him. It's never affected me. As this is a defense video, I want to get some of the allegations I don't condone out of the way. There's really only one, his Ghost Hunting for Dummies book is alleged to have plagiarized Joe Nichols' books on ghost hunting, leading skeptic and field investigator Joe Nichols. Don't do that. Don't plagiarize people's stuff. I also don't know if he wrote it or if it was ghostwritten or whatnot, but just don't plagiarize stuff. Other than that, do I think Zak Bagans is a fraud? No, I don't. And I'll tell you why, and I'll keep it simple. We have to go back to the beginning, when he was a plucky 26-year-old with a dream in the Goldfield Hotel. Remember this? The flying brick. A brick that flew across the screen that was never explained. And the brick was analyzed, their equipment was analyzed, he did everything right, everything the skeptics want. To my knowledge, it's never been disproven. It is Fortean, as they like to say. With this brick, he built his church. And we have to remember one thing. No matter his attitude to the people he meets and interacts with, no matter his attitude to the community, no matter who he is as a person, and I've never heard him doing anything egregious, per se, he still got the brick. And I want you all to take a moment and I want you to think. If you ever caught a flying brick on camera and it couldn't be disproven, would you have taken the money, fame, and all the TV shows? Or not? Because in the end, out in the field, we're all just trying to get our flying brick. So look at that face, look at this moment in time, and remember it all comes down to this, and it comes from this. And I want to be clear before I sign off on this video. Now, the allegations coming out lately are that, for all intents and purposes, Zak Bagans is douche Bagans in regards to behind the scenes and with the network. Probably, based on Nick and Dakota's statements, probably. I can't confirm that for sure, but based on everything I've ever heard and based on this, and he's free to come out in his own defense, but I doubt he ever will. That being said, is he a fraud? I still say no. I've been to the museum out in Las Vegas. I liked it. It's a bit overpriced for me. I went anyway, because I had to see it, and I feel like it's worth going at least once. And while the price tag was a bit much, while some of the detractions are true about the exhibits in the rooms not really fitting the motif overall, it's a 2-hour tour that he curates himself, and he narrates himself via video. His staff seemed to like him, didn't hear a single complaint out of them, and he's still there, at least every week, futzing with things and fixing this and that where he can. So when you say Zak Bagans, see, I've heard it both ways, Bagans and Bagans. When you say Zak Bagans is a fraud, no, he still does believe in this stuff. Even right up until today, Zak Bagans still believes in this stuff. It's hard not to when you found what we like to know as the ghost hunter's dream. So that's that, take it as you will. Once again, I am the Reverend Victor S. Johnson, and I've been places you've only read about. And this is my travel companion, Dudley, a centuries-old being of unspeakable supernatural power. So until again, safe travels, traveler.